Hey everybody, welcome back to another Slimefun tutorial here on my channel. I am your host Boomer, and today we are continuing our series in Galactifun. Now before we actually go to another world, which we're going to hold off yet, I want to go over a couple things. I want to talk about what the observatory does when it's on different planets, and I want to talk about all the fuels that we can use to get to those planets. So to start with, we're back here on Earth. Let's say I want to go to Jupiter, okay? Let's take a quick note. Right now, Jupiter is approximately 900 million kilometers. It's 9 e to the 8th, so 900 million kilometers. I wonder what would happen, how far Jupiter is from Venus. Let's go check it out. I do have an observatory up on Venus. There it is. So if I check out Jupiter, look at this. 767 million kilometers. So right now, even though Venus is closer to the Sun than Earth, than Jupiter, it's actually closer right now to go to Jupiter from Venus than it is from Earth. What about Mars? All right, let's go check out Mars. Let's see where the orbit is. So in other words, what I'm trying to say is that the observatory checks from the planet you're on. In other words, it looks to see, with all the planets orbiting the Sun, where are they all in relationship to each other? Look at this. Jupiter's farther from Mars than it is from Venus right now. So that tells me Mars is probably either close to or on the other side of the Sun, depending on where that relationship is. But right now, even though Mars is further out in our solar system, Jupiter is actually closer to Venus than it is to Earth or Mars. So the nice thing about the observatory is that it literally checks where is everything in relationship to the planet the observatory is on. And I love that. I thought that was such a nice thing to have in here. All right, let's get back to Earth. Whoops. So now let's talk about the fuels, what they do, how we obtain them. So I've been on to every planet, and I've spent probably a good hour trying to harvest on every single world, including Earth orbit. So here's what I came up with. So far, I have not obtained any resources from either the Moon, Earth orbits, Enceladus, Europa, and Io. So far, those planets have not yielded any gases or materials from the atmospheric harvester. Earth gave me nitrogen, oxygen, water, which breaks down to hydrogen and oxygen, and of course hydrogen. Venus is a humongously carbon dioxide heavy atmosphere. If you go online and you search Venus's atmosphere, you're going to find out it is just crazy carbon dioxide, which means for us a huge carbon farm. What if I told you it was possible to make over 1 million carbon an hour? We'll come back to that. Titan has nitrogen, methane, hydrogen, and hydrocarbons. And then Mars has carbon dioxide, argon, and nitrogen. So it definitely helps to have a connection going on with Mars. Now, right now, I do have 2 Dynatech Tesseracts set up. One is going to Venus, and one, or coming from Venus, and one is coming from Mars. The Venus one is producing so much carbon dioxide, my Tesseracts stay full on this end. And I think on the other end, it's probably full as well. And I'm only running 1 atmospheric harvester, okay? Let's go, I want to show you something. Just how much carbon dioxide I have. 2 million in roughly 2 hours and 15 minutes. So I'm bringing in about 1 million carbon per hour with 1 atmospheric harvester. Now imagine if I set up enough electrolyzers to break down carbon dioxide into its carbon and oxygen forms. So where are we here? You're going to get 1 part carbon and 2 parts oxygen. I might even go so quick we might not see it. There it is. So if I can set up enough of those, it takes 10 seconds. I'd probably need somewhere in the neighborhood of about 1,700. But if I were to do that, and my math might be off too, that's 1,700 every 10 seconds times 3,600. Yeah, that math isn't quite right. Might be a little bit more than that even. But you could literally set up enough electrolyzers to handle 1 million carbon per hour. You know what? I know it's a bad idea to do math on camera, as we've just proven. So we're going to get the old calculator out and figure this out. All right. So if we want to harvest 1 million carbon divided by 3,600 seconds per hour, we have to produce 277 per second. So in order to do that, it takes 10 seconds to process one, so we would need 2,778 electrolyzers, but that would produce 1 million carbon per hour. And that's all running off of one atmospheric harvester on Venus. All right, just to give you an idea how much argon I've gotten in that same time frame, enough argon where I can go to any planet in the solar system frequently. I've got plenty. Got a ton of nitrogen. Oh gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. So you can see how slowly I'm producing the carbon from the carbon dioxide because I'm running one electrolyzer. Now, we can take different things. So we put the water into the electrolyzer, okay, and it's going to give us hydrogen and 2 parts oxygen. Now, I do have 2 of them running, and I'm still not keeping up with water. I probably need to have about 15 or 20 running here, because it's not the water I need, it's the hydrogen that I need. Right now, you know, there's only 2 places you can get hydrogen, and that's Earth and Titan. We haven't been to Titan yet, at least our group here together, the 2,000 of us, have not yet been to Titan. But I'm assuming there's some hydrogen in there that can be harvested, okay? So hopefully when we do set that up, there'll be enough coming back. Carbon dioxide, like we said, coming in, CO2, so we're going to get carbon and 2 parts oxygen. The other one that you can get, the hydrocarbons from Titan, what that will do is turn into methane. So as you get them, I don't have any coming in right now, that hydrocarbon will turn into 6-methane. So it's essentially 72 times more efficient than burning the hydrocarbon as a fuel. Then you can make other chemicals. You can make methane. If you take carbon and hydrogen, you need 4 parts of hydrogen and 1 part carbon will give you that methane gas. And that will get you that 6 times efficiency fuel. If you don't have the carbon yet and you just got nitrogen and hydrogen, which you can make simply from, well, I shouldn't say simply, but you can make it easy enough once you have a hydrogen supply, which again comes in from Titan, that you can make ammonia, which is still a 4 times efficiency fuel. So it's not a bad thing. But my guess is, because of the sheer amount on Venus, and by the way, you can make everything you need from going to Venus and to Mars, because Mars also has carbon dioxide. And you can get the hydrogen from water. So between Earth, Venus, Mars, and almost really between Earth and Mars, because Mars has carbon dioxide and nitrogen just at much lower levels. But you could still make everything that you needed. Get your nitrogen from Mars or Venus, get your hydrogen from water, and there's your ammonia. Carbon, same thing. So you can make just from one planetary visit all the fuel that you would need. So giving you an idea, you can see water is not keeping up, and the hydrocarbons, as they would come in, they would be going and turning into methane gas. So that's pretty much the gases and the observatory. And I wanted to take a moment and catch you up on it, because in order for us to go out to those further planets, we needed a fuel source. We can't keep using lava bucket or fuel buckets. So that's going to wrap up today. We'll continue going on to the other planets and moons on our next episodes. But for now, I'm going to say thanks for watching, and don't forget, when you're playing Slimefun, you got to go boomer or you got to go home. We'll see you later.